What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. In today's episode, we're going to be diving deep into the stats of the MXR-17, and toward the end, I'll be sharing some excellent attachment combinations for you to try out. And starting it off, as always, let's have a look at our raw power potential, and our rate of fire on this is the slowest in the assault rifle category at 500 rounds per minute, and it's going to be a 4 to 5 shot kill depending on the range. Now, what this means is we have by far the slowest time to kill potential to the body up close in the entire game at 360 milliseconds. That is way slower than everything else. However, the key with this is it's very good with headshots even without having to use the headshot barrel. In fact, in the maximum damage range, we only need to mix one headshot in with 2 body shots to get a 3-shot kill for a new time to kill potential of 240 milliseconds, which at that point now takes it to being the fastest time to kill for a full auto assault rifle. And also, it's worth noting, if you are using the headshot barrel, in the maximum damage range, you can get a 2-shot kill if both of those bullets hit the head. And that will make you essentially untouchable with a 120 millisecond time to kill. So with all of that combined, that does make this gun quite interesting. If you're just hitting body shots, it kind of sucks. But the moment you mix a headshot in, it's now quite good. Now getting into another area where the MXR really excels, this is with its damage range. As we can see here, its 4-shot kill range extends out to about 52 meters. That is a very impressive damage drop-off point for its minimum shots to kill to the body. And in those mid-ranges, if we're looking at that 360 millisecond time to kill, that's actually quite good relative to most of the other assault rifles. So it actually kind of excels at mid-range. Now, to go along with that, we have the best bullet velocity in the assault rifle category at 780 meters per second, and that's great. And if you want to improve either your range or velocity values, here are the stats on the barrels that can impact those. I think all of these are quite unnecessary on this gun, but if I had to pick one, I'd likely go with the hybrid barrel in this case. Also, we could use the rapid fire attachment, which will reduce both our range and velocity value by 10%, but it does give us a very noticeably better time to kill that's at least closer to the realm of being competitive, but at the end of the day, that's still a slow time to kill, even with rapid fire. As for hardcore, this gun is one of the best in hardcore game modes because it's always a 1-shot kill anywhere in the body at any range unless you're shooting through some form of cover. Now, getting into our hipfire spread, this is just slightly better than average for the assault rifle category, and I would say with its really slow rate of fire, generally you want to avoid hip firing just because it's not very forgiving for any missed shots. Your time to kill will spike quite rapidly. And now let's get into recoil, and this is another upside with the MXR. It's got a very consistent and predictable recoil pattern. It kicks upward and to the right in a nice, almost perfectly straight line. There's very little gun kick involved there as well. And that just makes it generally quite easy to handle and predict, so I would consider this to be one of the strong suits of this gun. After that, we've got our handling stats, and our aim down sight and sprint out times are a little bit better than average for the assault rifle category, so not bad at all there. However, our slide to fire and dive to fire times are a bit on the slow side with this gun. Then taking a look at our reload add time, this is very fast for an assault rifle at 1.42 seconds. That is the fastest base reload in this category. However, we also have a slightly smaller magazine capacity compared to the rest at 25 rounds. Now, if you want to speed that up, the flip mag only really helps by a noticeable margin every second reload, and it doesn't improve our capacity at all, so I don't really like that one. Instead, I'd much rather go for extended mag 1, which gives us a 30-round magazine and a very slightly faster reload time, although you probably wouldn't notice the difference there. And for our base stats, that just leaves us with our mobility stats. And across the board, we're a little bit worse than average for the assault rifle category. It's not as bad as the AK-27 at least, but it's not good in this area either. And with all of those base stats out of the way, now it's time to move into the area that I love about the MXR-17. My favorite part of this gun is its prestige attachment. This one is the MFS Semi-Auto Fast Mag. So it's in the magazine category, and it's a 10-round mag, so that is one downside with it. It's a very small magazine. However, the upsides are quite strong here. With this, we see significantly boosted damages to the point where it's actually a 2-shot kill to the body out to about 9 meters. Then we have a 3-shot kill range to the body out to around 34 meters. And then beyond that, it will be a 4-shot kill to the body. And interestingly, even though this converts to semi-auto, it actually has a faster rate of fire potential than in full auto without this prestige attachment at 526 rounds per minute. And this means in that 2-shot kill range, we're killing in 114 milliseconds. This is a practically untouchable time to kill potential in this game. It's basically just shotguns that are going to be beating you up close if you're hitting your shots. And then even with a 3-shot kill, we've got a very highly competitive time to kill at 228 milliseconds, which can be cut down to a 2-shot kill if you land just one headshot, by the way. So you can see raw power-wise, this is very strong. As for recoil with this, well, they recently nerfed it. It used to be like pinpoint accurate. Now it does climb vertically a little bit, but it's very consistent. It clicks straight vertically with no weird randomness involved, so it's still very easy to control. And we see improved handling stats as well. Our aim down sight time is improved by about 26%, and our sprint out time is improved by about 8%. So really, the only big downside is the fact that we have a very small magazine capacity at 10 rounds, and you can't get any better than that. However, we can reload that in just 0.97 seconds, so very, very quick reload. And so with all of that in mind, at least in my opinion, this is the best semi-auto in the entire game, and I personally really like semi-autos, so I love this attachment. In fact, I love this attachment so much more than I love the base gun. And now that we have all of that covered, we can finally move into some excellent attachment combinations. And as per usual, my first one that I wanted to share is my balanced stealth build with just the standard version of the MXR. And with this, I really wanted to lean heavily into not only staying off the radar, but also being as accurate as possible. And the reason behind that is we're aiming for a very small target. Even though this gun is quite accurate by default, I'm trying to hit that headshot every single time if I can manage it. And so with this, we've got the suppressor to stay off the radar. We've got the lateral precision underbarrel to help with our horizontal recoil, helps straighten that pattern out a little bit. We've got the celerity grip, which helps a lot with our aim down sight speed, and that's to offset the aim down sight speed reduction we get with the winch stock. It also helps with recoil. And then finally, we're topping this off with the recoil sync unit. And this just makes for quite an accurate version of this gun. I actually quite like the iron sights on this gun as well, so I don't feel the need to use an optic. And since all of the other stats are pretty decent anyway, I just feel like it doesn't really hurt that much to lean in the direction of getting this as accurate as possible. So that's the first one. However, I did want to provide a nice alternative here as well, this time using the Gunfighter wildcard. And with this, we're using the ELO sight, the Redwell compensator to help a little bit with that recoil climb. We've got the hybrid barrel on here, which improves our range and our velocity value. We once again have that lateral precision underbarrel to help with horizontal recoil a bit. We've got the 30-round extended mag, the celerity grip for aim down sight speed, the winch stock for even more recoil control, and then finally, we're using rapid fire on this one. So we get a slightly better time to kill potential just for body shot kills. So that headshot doesn't feel as necessary, although I'm still gonna try to make sure I hit that headshot when I can. And while rapid fire does increase our recoil, we've offset that with some of the other attachments on here. So this is still quite an accurate gun, and a little bit more versatile than the previous one, since body shots are going to be a lot more viable. Now with that one covered, let's get into my personal favorite MXR setup, and of course, this one is using the Prestige attachment. This is my semi-auto build. So with this, we're once again using a suppressor to stay off the radar. We've got the long barrel to improve our ranges as much as possible, and in this case, our 2-shot kill range is 19 meters, which is incredible. We obviously have the Prestige attachment itself. We have the fissure grip, which is the one that helps with recoil, and more importantly, it helps with first shot recoil. And it's worth noting, the second shot of our recoil plot is literally going in the exact same hole as the first shot. So if you're getting that 2-shot kill, this thing is literally perfectly accurate. And then if you need that third shot, sure, it kicks a little bit higher, but it's not that big of a deal. And then finally, we're topping it off with our aim walking speed stock, just because I like being able to strafe in gunfights fairly effectively with this, and that helps a lot in that area. And with all of that combined, we have a ridiculously powerful semi-auto gun. Like I said, I absolutely love this one. It might be one of my personal favorite guns in the entire game when it's used in this way. I know a lot of people have been frustrated and confused as to why they're dying in just 2 shots to the MXR. Well, this is the reason. And with that, that's finally going to wrap it up for today's gun guide on the MXR. And when it comes to my thoughts on this gun, I think by default, it's actually quite interesting that it's got such a slow time to kill potential, but a very heavy reward for just landing 1 headshot. I actually quite like that dynamic that they've got there. It's a high risk, high reward sort of a weapon. And then obviously with the Prestige attachment, if you guys can't tell, I kind of like it. So yeah, absolutely love that. And this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How do you feel about the MXR-17 and its Prestige attachment in Black Ops 7? Now, if you guys have missed any of the previous episodes, I will of course leave a link to the playlist in the description down below, and I'm open to suggestions as far as what you want to see for the next episode, so please let me know in the comments which one you'd like me to cover next. If you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.